Hello everybody, it's John Ziemba here, and in this video what we're going to do is walk through the steps of setting up your mobile app. In order to set up your mobile app, simply log into Command and then click on the red KW in the top left hand corner. When I do that, I will get the labels of the different icons, or what we call applets. I'm going to click on the consumer, which is all the way down at the bottom here. I'm going to click on consumer, and what this is going to do is this is going to take us to the current consumer dashboard. And yours might look a little bit different than mine, only because I've created a lot of custom items here. Once we were here, we will click on Site and App Settings. Once we click on Site and App Settings, we will see the option here that says Learn More with Kelle Guides. Click on Learn More with Kelle Guides, and that's going to say, do we want to set up the agent site or the consumer settings? We're going to click Consumer Settings because those are the ones for the mobile app. I will click Continue, and it'll ask me to leave. I will leave the page. And then what we do is we'll notice that we're in the Kelle Guides Client Settings section here. And when we see these options here, we just have to scroll down and click Get Started. And then it's telling us what our different options are here. And we're going to scroll down again and click Next. Once we're here on the right-hand side, we will see the consumer settings, we will see the app download, and we'll see this little arrow right here. We're going to click on that arrow, and it's going to say the app download hero text. It will allow us to change the text that's showing here. So you're more than welcome to copy mine. Mine says download real estate's most powerful app. What I'm finding right now is even though it has this option for the hero text, it's not actually changing the hero text. So I'm not finding that it does anything right now. When you get done with this process, this is your app URL link. And once you get done, what you'll notice is that your picture and name will be in the bottom right-hand corner. So you'll see I'm just going over to, or bottom left-hand corner. As you'll see that I'm going over to my page. Once it's set up here, you will see that your picture and your name is there. Going back through this Kelle guide, I'm just going to click down. Other than editing the hero text, we're just going to click Save and Continue. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to end up in our guide builder. Now the guide builder takes a little bit of time to get going here, so we're going to walk through it step by step. Number one, what we'll notice is that we have a setup. We're just going to simply click that right arrow here, and it's going to say which guide do we want to set up. So we're going to pick the buyer's guide first because that's the first one. We're going to click buyer's guide and we're going to click next. Now it's very important that you do this next step. So you can look at this message and you can change it. But what you'll notice is that it might have the name Paul here. It'll say Paul will be providing insights. You want to make sure you change that to your name. Then when you're done here, you can just simply click Next. And we're not going to change any of these options here because it's a little bit easier to do in the actual guide builder after you're done. So we can click Next. And now you see we've done the buyer's guide, so all we have to do is add the seller's guide. And what we're going to do is we're going to notice that we're going to have that same issue with the name Paul. So we want to make sure we add your name there, and then click Next. And we're not going to edit any of this information at this time. We'll simply click Next, and then we'll have both buyer guides. We'll click Next again, and now it's going to say promote my promote my app smart plan. We just want to make sure that that slider is over in green because this will allow this app smart plan to be in your library of smart plans. We click Next, and you can see we're all ready to go. All we have to do is click on the X in the top right hand corner. If we need to figure out what our app URL is, all we have to do is come back to Site and App Settings and then click URL, and we will notice here is our app URL right here. In addition, if we want to edit any of our guide settings, when I'm on our consumer homepage here, and I just like to come back here because this is kind of where everybody logs into. Our guide builder is always up here. So what we can do is we can come into our guide builder and we can edit those individual pieces here. So we can either edit the existing one. So when we click on it, it allows us to edit either the title, the photo, or what they call the card subtitle, which is the text here. And what we'll notice here is that there's a lot more information. So as they're going through the process and they click on this, they see the subtitle, and then there's a lot of workplace text here. So this is a further explanation. This is a kind of a brief, and then this is the further explanation here. So I'm just going to click the X here. If we need to add any steps here, we can just come down to the bottom and we can create a custom step, hit continue, and that will take all that information that we need here. So let me just say, enjoy your new home. After closing, you will enjoy your new home. And then I can add an image here. I'm just going to add this particular, that's the bad image. I'm just going to add an image here. I'm going to click on continue. And then when I click here, now I can add the workplace details. And we'll cover that a little bit more in depth here in another video about how to really set this up properly. I'm just going to remove this step because I don't need it right now. And so this is where we're going to edit it. If we need to change the introduction, we will see the introduction text here. If we make any changes, we just want to make sure we hit save changes. So that's the basics on how to set up your mobile app.